G'day, Aussie Bonsai Bloke here, how you going? Today I'm going to be working on my plum tree. I was up till about 1 AM last night doing that field grown, potting up the field grown trees for you. And I wasn't going to do a video today, but I walked past this one and I thought if I don't do it now it's going to shoot very soon. Buds are just starting to swell. So within the next week or two I've got to do some work on it. So I thought, oh well, may as well make another video for you. So anyway, today there's a lot of growth on this. It's some sort of a Prunus plum or something, I'm not sure. And these shoots here are going right up to the sky. So anyway, I've got to select what shoots I want to keep, cut off some of the sucker shoots down the bottom, and just reduce the height a lot. And also on the back, pretty hard to turn because it's hitting the roof. On the back I've got a lot of carving to do here, a lot of carving in here and in the top. So I'll probably take care of that today as well. Some more carving in the front. So, not so much the carving, but the styling. I thought today I might walk you through the whole lot because, I mean, it doesn't take me any extra time to walk you through the whole lot. I just figure that you get sick of listening to me voice, so that's why I normally do it all on hyperlapse. But anyway, so I'll walk you through every step, every decision I make, and hopefully it makes a bit of sense to you. And if you don't really want to watch it, well, I guess you could always fast forward to the end, which a lot of people seem to do anyway. If you have a look at the amount of average time people view it for. Anyway, I'll get to working on it, and if you want to stay with me, that's good. Cheers. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to get rid of some of these suckers down the bottom, so I'll cut all those off. They'll be gone. Cut off some on the side here. Another thing I might do too, just so that I don't have trouble with the roof, is cut all these long ones off so that I can spin the tree around a bit. It's got a bit crazy, a bit woolly. Yeah, a bit of history on this tree. I think I've done a video on this one before. Can't quite remember now, but I think I have. So you can go back and look at that one also if you want to. But I'm gonna say it was in the ground for 4 odd years. It's maybe 5, possibly 5-year-old, 6-year-old tree. This one wouldn't be much more than that. They grow really fast in the ground, so it's not that old. Not much else to say about it really. I've put it in the ground as a seedling, left it there for 4 odd years, dug it up, cut it back pretty hard, as you can see with a cut at the back here. You can even see the growth rings there. It's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 5 years old. So yeah, it's put on a lot of growth. So yeah, I cut it back pretty hard. Then I trained out a few branches, and then I pretty much just let it grow for the rest of the year last year. So this year I'm going to stay on top of it a bit more. I'm going to cut it back, and anyway, so basically what I'm going to do now is this branch here divides up pretty nicely from here. It's got a bit of movement, divides again. Then to make it divide again, I'm going to cut it back short there. So there's a little short shoot, and it should divide into 4 there. And I'll do the same with these two. And there's a third shoot, so I'll be cutting that third shoot off. Never want more than 2 in each location. There's a shoot there. Keep that one, cut that one short. So what this does is it increases the ramification. So there you got a really straight bit. So I'm just going to cut any really straight bits straight off, or cut them short anyway. Same here, you got a really long straight bit. And what would happen if you put wire on that and bent it around like that, and it might shoot out the end, and you're going to end up with this big long straight section with a couple of shoots at the end. It's going to look pretty ugly. So to create more interest and divisions in the branches and changes of direction, you just cut it back. Then you're guaranteed that it's going to change direction. You're going to get more ramification in close rather than hoping for some buds inside to shoot. So I'll just cut back there, cut back the stub there, the old dried up stub. Here we got 3 shoots in one spot. I'll probably cut back this inside one here because it's going towards this other shoot which will take its place anyway. So if I cut that, that'll bring out the shoot to cover in this big empty spot. I'll cut that one down, cut that back, maybe even cut that down a bit further. It's very straight. Yeah, I might even cut it back to that little one there, and then it'll shoot out somewhere. Here you've got a little, here you got a nice big strong one that's growing from the inside of a crutch where there's already 2 branches coming off, so we don't need that one. I'll cut back this stub here. I'll shorten these 2 to create division in the branches once again. Nice close ramification. You don't want to cut it out here and have ramification right out at the end. So I didn't used to cut them back this hard, but it's my new way of doing it. And don't worry, you know, they shoot that quickly that before you know it, same thing again, divisions here. So yeah, they shoot back that quickly that before you know it, it's going to be bushy out here anyway. And if you keep on this, I reckon you could probably trim it back 3 to 4 times during this summer. And by the end of this summer, you'll see it anyway, I'll do the video, but by the end of this summer, this will be a lot more dense, fine twigging in there. Well on its way to becoming a bonsai. As you can see, it really did fatten up in the ground. It's got a really fat, strong base. As for the top's pretty well, it's evened out now, like it's I let that grow really strong, and as a result now you can see it sort of tapers down reasonably naturally. So what I'll do now is I'll come back and cut that even shorter, although I'm not sure I'll be able to do it with that. I'll give it another go. Just don't want to wreck my pair of snips. Had to give it a bit of a hand. So now I'll let that shoot out. Hopefully it does. It's a bit of a worry now because some of these back branches are actually higher and stronger than that front main one, but that front main one now will be allowed to grow up again, and it'll soon become the most dominant branch again. With that amount of sap flow that was going to that, it'll shoot out pretty quick. Got a bit of a dilemma here whether there's 2 ways I could do this. I could cut it out here and out here and then get some division, but that goes against everything I just told you about cutting it in closer to get closer division. So I'll cut it in closer. I think it'll be alright to do that. Give another bit of a hand. It's quite fat, these shoots. Right, and now here it goes from 2, then there's a smaller one here and then a stronger one, so I'll keep that one and I'll just shorten it. Then out on the end of that same branch you can see it goes fatter here. I'll shorten that one, shorten this little one, take off that inside little one there, don't want that shooting out. Same here, I've got 2 tiny little shoots. You notice too, the really small shoots on these prunus are actually spiky, almost like a thorn, but it's just juvenile shoots that, I don't know, as they harden off, they sort of very spiky, but you don't get that once the foliage matures. It's only in a juvenile. And then here you've got a shoot coming out to the side there. I could possibly keep that to fill in area. I'm not sure I need to, because I've got a lot of other stuff. I'll cut it off. I'll keep that little one. I'll keep all that. Got another little shoot here. I'll keep that because that'll help fill in some stuff. It's kind of crossing this one, but it's not too bad. That's pretty much it. What was I going to cut? I seen something. A couple little shoots in here. Just some baby shoots. Shorten that one. Cut these two little baby shoots off. Yes, that's pretty much it. Okay, so just a close up. You can see you've got the main branch where I've already shaped the main structure branches, and I did that, I'm pretty sure, in a previous video, so you can go back and watch it if you want to. And then you see here it goes to 2, and then these two go from 2 to then to 4. They divide again, and then again back here. And I've tried to keep that going through the whole lot, so there's no areas where you get 3 branches. As you can see, it's very fat. There's still a guide wire here that was in the ground, which was tied to this back branch to give that a bit of shape, because it was a nice thick branch already. And you can see these are the areas here where I'm going to have to carve. And that'll probably be next. I'll do a little bit of wiring. There's not much wiring to do, to be honest, because I've cut them back pretty short and I already wired out the main branch. As you can see, there's a few scars in here, but those scars will heal up, no worries, over the next year or two. The old prunus heals up pretty quick. So I'll probably put a little bit of wire on maybe a few of these straight sections here. A lot of the others, you know, once that divides out of there, you're not really going to need to wire it too much. I'll just wire some of them more obvious straight bits. These ones here, I'll put a bit of wire on them. This here is starting to get almost too thick to wire. What are those silly dogs going on about? Crazy boys. Okay, so I'll put a bit of wire on, and then I'll get to the carving part of it. Okay, so I'll put a bit of wire on now. What I want to do is probably wire it down slightly at the end, and maybe out that way, and this one probably rotate around and go out that way. So what I'll do is I'll just wrap wire in the same direction that I want to bend it, and that way when you bend it out that way, the wire, you know, tightens on the branch rather than loosens. So the same thing, wind it the same way you want to bend it. All fairly simple really, just chuck a bit of wire on, bend it out, You see that sort of, as I turn it that way, you can see it tightens the wire up on it. If I was to bend it, if I was to wire it the other way, I'll just try and find something to show you. Right, so if I was to wire this branch here, put a bit of wire on, we'll run it back on this one. Use the other branch as an anchor, so you normally do 2 branches at once. Now see here, if I was to bend it that way and keep bending it around that way, give it some shape, see the wire gets tighter and tighter. If I'm to go the other way with it and start bending it back the other way, see how the wire gets looser? So you want to make sure the direction you want to bend it and the movement you want to put in it, that the wire is set the same. That way it supports the branch better and the wire does its job basically, because if you don't do it like that and you've got these big gaps in the wire, you go to bend it and it doesn't really hold the branch. You just get this really soft little loop here. If you were to bend it the other way, probably going to be hard now, so many bends in it, but if you were to bend it the other way, the wire supports it everywhere and you get a lot more movement in there rather than just a slow loop. So that's just one little tip when wiring. As I said, I'm not going to wire much on this one. Maybe just wire this little branch up the top here. So I guess you could call these the secondary branching. It's already got the primary branching there. This is secondary. You just want a bit of subtle movement in there just to make it look good. These little old stubs in here that snap make it sound like you broke the branch, but it's just the stubs breaking off. Yeah, just some subtle movement. Yeah, apart from that, well, probably nearly ready to get the carver out now. Might cut that one back a bit shorter so when it does shoot, I can then bend it out the back this way more, because that was going in at the trunk and it's getting on the fat side to wire. Right, I'm going to get into the carving. G'day, welcome back. I've done me carving on it. Didn't take that long, about 40 minutes. I suppose I've been carving a fair bit lately, so I'm getting a bit quicker at it. Didn't have any mishaps, all the branches are still intact. What else have I got to say? There's I tried out the grinder, you know, like in the rotary tool, you got the little grinder bit. I tried the little grinder out for the rotary tool just to put some grooves in around the dead bits, and it actually worked pretty well. I'll just give you a close-up of that. So yeah, I just used it just to put these grooves in around the outside of the dead bit, which I reckon makes it look a bit more realistic. I did a little bit up here, just using the old grinder blade, and some on this one here. I think it makes it look quite realistic with the little marks in there. So yeah, I'll give you a bit of a close-up. I've gone quite deep with that hole. In fact, that hole comes right through. That one's quite deep. I'm going to let it rot out with water in there. And that hole up here, it actually joins in under here somewhere. Yep. And this branch here, I couldn't quite, well, maybe I'll get a drill bit and hollow it right through, but it goes in very deep anyway. And it will rot through right through to the other bit. I've sort of carved up quite deep in there. It'll go right through. This one here goes right through under there. Might be able to see the daylight. So yeah, there's me quick carve job on this one. It's a bit of a gaping hole, almost looks like a, I don't know, like the devil horns here. Bit of a burning face. Maybe some eyes in here if you can really use your imagination. Maybe I'll call it the devil tree or something. Looks alright, almost like a Halloween mask or something. Alright, well, I think that's pretty much all I'm going to do for now. Just let it shoot. Like I say, this time this summer, I'm going to keep an eye on the ramification more, and as soon as shoots start to get 5 or 6 nodes long, I'm going to cut them back to 1 or 2, and I'll just keep doing that over the whole tree. I'm going to keep trying to do that over all of my deciduous and broadleaf evergreen this year. Hopefully I have enough time to do it, but that way you get a lot more division, a lot more ramification, and you don't end up with all these coarse branches getting to the outside of the tree, which can tend to happen if you don't keep on it all the time. And then when that happens, then you've got to cut back the coarse branching and start again. And you pretty much, you know, go 1 step forward, 2 steps back all the time. And you're constantly just cutting back, rather than if you keep cutting and developing all the way out through the whole of summer, when you get to winter, apart from just cleaning out shoots and improving the flow of the tree, you won't have to cut back a lot of the tree, so you'll be able to keep most of what you built. So I'm going to try and put a bit more effort into doing that this year if I don't get too slack. I know it's easy to say now sitting here, but you know, just put a bit more effort in this year. Anyway, I'll give you a spin of the tree in a second, and also, well, I've given you a close-up of the dead wood, so I don't need to do that. So pretty much I'll just give you a spin of the tree and then we're done. No worries. Cheers for watching Aussie Bonsai Bloke. Please like, share, subscribe, check out my Instagram. No worries. Cheers for watching.